What is it that separates machines from androids like us? The machines have gained emotions, consciousness. The final screams they summoned on the edge of death. They still echo within me.
There is no denying that Nier Automata is an outstanding game, and while replaying the game years after its release, my stance has not changed. However, putting aside the compellingly beautiful soundtrack and the alluring visuals, as well as entertaining hack-and-slash gameplay, there is a story that every person playing the game feels some way about. Whether good or bad, everyone felt something while playing this game, that much is given. The narrative does well in both showing and telling many different meanings behind a seemingly simple world, in turn, making it not so simple at all. I want to talk about Nier Automata, the game that takes place in a world devoid of life along with humanity, and the game that redefined what it means to live. Before I start this video, I want you to know that this is probably spoiler heavy, so if that doesn't sit well with you, maybe consider playing the game now and watch this later. Nier Automata opens up on an Earth much like and unlike ours. The only, well, not only major difference is the emptiness of it. From the Disney-like amusement park and the industrial complex to the stoic weathered remnants of what once was a bustling city, this Earth shows signs of what thousands of years ago was life. Except, this setting is missing something. Its creators, humans. That being said, this Earth is still alive, and very much so. From the very beginning, it is described to us that the machines are different than they used to be. As you run through the barren city ruins for the first time, 9S explains that some machines are docile, and just stare up into space, doing nothing. A piano plays near silent notes in the background and you are filled with uncertainty, as are the machines who are fighting the humans, not for their own ideals, but for their creators. We are led to believe that the humans who evaded to the moon want to reclaim their world from these aliens, and so 2B and 9S fight on, not for their own ideals, but for their creators. Their creators who no longer exist. The machines long ago realized this, and that first realization is what sparks a flame inside of each of them. They realized that this fight they were a part of was only on behalf of their creators and not for what they believe in. They themselves realized this, leading them to cruelly kill the ones that made them. And so the machines wonder, what do I believe in? A concept completely new to them. They roamed this earth for thousands of years and not once did they think for themselves. To them, living is believing. However blinded from the truth they were, 2B, 9S, and all the other androids are much like the machines. Emotions are not permitted in battle. I recall 2B telling 9S as he whines about something or another. Follow orders, they are constantly told, without ever questioning why. And so they do, killing each machine in order to unknowingly take back a false humanity. Glory to mankind, am I right? The machine life forms realize that so long as they now have life, a mind, and a will of their own, they are individual. And on that path to find what they believe in, they adopt the characteristics of humans, as that was the life that came before, the life that they took. They decided to become not as their creators, but as humans. And in doing so, they learned, adapted, and grew. All kinds of evolution was taking place for the machines. They had consciousness. After knowing that the machines have a mind of their own, some more advanced than others, they searched for the one thing that humans had, but they didn't: a god. They no longer have anyone that they could always rely on, someone to protect, or someone to look up to. And the machines needed that to fulfill their belief of being, because life is having something to believe in, and believing is having life. That is what they believe. In that journey, they split, and tribalism, much like that of humans, is born. Some groups seek independence, which results in a whole kingdom being made, and they would serve under their king. Some groups sought peace, clinging to the hopes of the ones they once fought, so they parted from the network. And some, the less aware ones, fight anyway, as they either have found no reason, or they have nothing to fight for, so they stuck to the system. During the mission, 2B and 9S encounter these evolved machines for the first time. We see that a whole group of them are trying to reproduce? It was a very strange scene indeed. While machines can't literally reproduce, they were attempting to anyway. Some of those machines who had not yet found meaning found something at long last: love. And so they once again adopted practices taught by humans: reproduction. I have still not put together the exact reason behind how this group of machines literally gave birth to a machine that looked like a human, but I want to assume it has to do with what I'm about to say. Now, like stated before, these machines needed something to believe in, as that was what it meant for them to live. These machines who believed they could reproduce like humans literally did so, and while not exactly human, this machine certainly looked it. Adam, a machine with an ironically symbolic name, was born, and he grew quick. Him and Eve took over the system and had complete control over the machines who had not separated themselves with it. Skipping forward when Adam is killed, the machines who created him lost hope, as he was the person that they clung to, their god. And, well, those machines mistakenly believed that they would too become as gods if they died. That also was a very weird scene. Lastly, I want to talk about how 2B and 9S play a role in this story. They're there to help you get a grasp on the changing world around you, catalysts for your knowledge. But more than that, they too are finding meaning for themselves. Just as the machines both lost and found hope, 2B and 9S found each other. Through one another, 2B and 9S learn about their situation and adapt to it. They too find meaning for themselves, especially after learning of humanity's non-existence. They, and us, found that being alive does not necessarily mean living. Hope, belief, justice, love, anger, sorrow, friendship, family, it's all a part of life. So, for these machines and androids who all feel these emotions, does that make them alive or living? In conclusion, Nier Automata sets up a scene in which it is up to us to make what we want of it. To me, Nier Automata throws a beating heart out of the window and paints a whole new picture, one that redefines life. To you, it may mean something different. If you would like to share what it is you believe, be sure to do so in the comment section. I would appreciate reading it. During my rediscovery of Nier Automata, I only focused on the first half of the game, so in the future, I definitely plan to cover some themes presented in the latter half, but until then, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more stuffs like this. See ya.